With the JID and Metro Boomin album coming soon in our own hands, I figure now's the good time to talk about JID's recent album that he dropped in 2022, The Forever Story. And the reason I want to talk about this album real quick is not only because, like I mentioned, because obviously we have the album coming soon, but also because I kind of want to talk about this album. This album was really one of my rotations that I've been having on like rotations for so long, and I thoroughly enjoyed this album. It's one of my favorite albums to listen to, like recently, and I figure I'm gonna talk about this album because, like I said, this album is one of my favorite albums to listen to, and I'm gonna explain why. So, here is JID, The Forever Story. Now, I mentioned in a couple of videos, but the reason I've been rocking with JID in the first place is rightfully just due to the fact that he has a massive discography, which I'm kind of surprised has been doing flawlessly, like really good. He has like the Never Story, which actually goes like really good, and he has DiCaprio 2, which also is like really insane. And then we have the Forever Story, which honestly is really good. It's one of his best albums in my opinion, because just the overall storytelling he really tells, it's like a real story. Like, you can actually sit through it and listen to what he's been going through for the past couple of years. And that's the main thing I like about JID, is that he has such a discography amount of storytelling and wordplay that he brings. But not only that, he tops it off with the rhyme schemes and the insanely amount of flows that he brings to the table, which really makes him a really great artist. And I'm gonna give 3 points in regarding the Forever Story, and I'm gonna bring some songs into this. First off, being obviously his wordplay. His wordplay that he makes on the Forever Story is honestly really insane. You have songs like Radar, which goes insanely, like has this high pace, like him rapping like really crazy and whatnot. You have Dance Now, which really good a version from with Kenny Mason in it. Yeah, obviously surround sound, obviously with 21 Savage, Baby Tate, with him just with the flows and whatnot. We have a couple other verses and whatnot, like Better Days. We have Money, with his amount of bars that he makes from that song. It's so good. And you have a lot of other songs from it, but I feel like those songs in particular have so many crazy amount of bars that he delivers to the table, and he does it in such like a fast paced sort of way, and I'm so surprised, and I can really catch up to like what he's saying. That really has me really shocked. And I am just so I just like his like flow, the way he brings, in the amount of like it's just the way he flows on different bars, and somehow he paced up with the beat. Kind of surprising, and I'm really impressed and really proud of Jim for keeping up with it. And then next thing you have is second thing I'm going to talk about, obviously, is the storytelling. Obviously, this is based off the Forever Story. He mentioned previously, I think it was a podcast, how he made this. It was like a sequel from the Never Story, from what I remember, and he really went into a more family sort of storytelling sort of story, and I really enjoyed this album for that sort of reason. I like how it has that sort of storytelling where you could tell like, oh, this man's really gone through in his life, and have a lot of songs like Croc Sandwich, of how he used to be fighting he's fighting with his family at a bar and whatnot. You got Cody Blue 31. You got System, Brother Them System. I'm sorry if I said that wrong, but yeah, based off that, I was talking about his siblings and whatnot. You got Just in Time, Money, with like him talking about like him used to be broke at the time, and he had to be had a broken lifestyle. And then you have 2007, which I think is honestly one of my favorites based off this track. Along with with Radar on that, but I'm gonna get to my favorites in a second. But 2007 is such a deep storytelling song. It's the reason why it's 7 minutes damn long. It's because he's giving this storytelling song, and he really pinpoints to the life that he was in and how he got this far into his career. And I was really, really into that song when it first dropped, and I was really, really into the song. I still have it on repeat only because I just really enjoy the storytelling he brings to the table, and how it just you just can picture it in your mind with the shit he's going through, and rightfully so. That song is like really good, like in my opinion. I really enjoy 2007. That one's a really good one. And then we got the third pinpoint I'm gonna break down is the families and the features that he made. Let's talk about the features real quick. So regarding the features, it's really interesting to show how JID has this feature line going on. Normally these rappers will show like different I guess like artists that you know, but these some artists I don't even know that I really have to give props to. Kenny Mason. I know he worked with Kenny Mason in his like times, but him like on Dance Now, and I was really impressed. Earth Gang, he obviously helped with JID in some way, shape, aspect, or form, and I give him respect for that. Obviously, got 12 Savage, Baby Tate, got a little Dirk, and then Ari Lennox in Can't Make It Change is so really nice. That was one of my favorite songs. I love that one. That song is as well. Got Lil Wayne, other people and whatnot, and the features are actually really interesting because you don't see like you barely like. It's just kind of weird. Sorry if I'm stuttering, but it kind of is like you don't see as much like rappers like comparing giving features with artists who don't, no offense to any of these artists, but having like not much like discography or not knowing who they are. But after you hear them on a JID song, you get to know them like a little more, and you kind of appreciate them as a feature and whatnot. And overall, I just enjoyed this album. And let's obviously talk about the family. Obviously, the aspect of the Forever Story is him just living his life, talking about his family and the struggles that he's been through and whatnot. Like I mentioned, Crack Sandwiches is a good example of that. Money's a good example of that. 2007, Just in Time, a good example. Better Days. All these songs basically is him talking about like his family and the lifestyle he's been through in the hell, whatever the hell he's been going through, and rightfully so. Even the album cover shows like a lot of BS going on, like while he's just standing in the middle. It's just crazy just to think about. And with that being said, that was my take on the Forever Story. Like I said, I really want to talk about this album because this album was one of my favorite albums as of recent to listen to, because it's I just love the overall aspect it gave to the album, and a lot of people said it was album of the year in 2022, and I heavily agree to that. And it's definitely, I definitely recommend a lot of people go listen to this, because this is a album you definitely are one of those albums to listen. A lot of people, I remember even saying this is like on some Good Kid, Mad City levels. If that is on that type of level, then that's how you know you have a good album. And as for my favorite songs off of the album, there's a lot of good ones. Obviously, you have like the ones that I like Crack Sandwich, Dance Now, Radar, Cody Blue 31, Surround Sound, Can't Make It Change. But then you got some ones like Money, which I really like. 2007, like I said. Better Days is starting to grow on me. Just in Time is pretty good, and a lot of good ones, man. A lot of good ones. And that was my overall, I think that's it. I think that was my my take on the Forever Story. And it's kind of crazy to think about how much this has been blowing up because of surround sound with TikTok blowing it up, which I'm not gonna get into. But that being said, I I thoroughly enjoy this album. Like, this album is really, really good, and I recommend people giving it a listen if you can, because this is one of my favorite albums to listen to as of recent, and I can't wait to see with him and Metro. I can't wait to see what that's gonna be like. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on this, and if y'all like this, feel me, like, subscribe, do what you gotta do, and I'll see y'all next time. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.